Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines, and you join me as traffic is building up. Now I think some of this is the influx of people we're having to the city, because we built all over there in the last episode, and this bar has been constantly near full, so we are running out of space, and I think it's just a lot of people coming in constantly. But this junction is not really working out anymore. This is like the first junction. And it's just too busy. There's traffic in all directions, and unfortunately, because it's the sort of most used road, people are coming in here to go up to the industry, they're coming in here to go to the shops, they're coming in here to go home. It's just a very busy island, and it's causing traffic in every direction, and something needs to be done about it. So we're probably going to have to redesign it somehow in order to make it work. So we could do like a flyover, couldn't we? But there's not a lot of space here to work with, but I do think some sort of flyover would be good. I do think this traffic will clear as soon as these people have moved in. I think the traffic will clear, so it could only be a short-term thing required at this stage before we think long-term. But I've got to get a way of getting people to go straight without needing to do the road. So we might just create like a little flyover. Now, I'd like to do this sort of stylishly if we can, but it would mean wrecking the road. But if I can do something like this, which is a very kind of crude measure. We do that for now, and then take off the traffic lights here. If we do that, will that help people get to where they need to go? The other option, of course, is to get rid of the roundabout here and just have traffic lights, which is probably the option. I just want to try and clear some of this traffic if we can. But they just can't get to that, though, can they? Because they're all stuck in lane. Just want to clear as much as I can, because there's a lot of industry vehicles get stuck in this, and they're going to start complaining over here that they can't get anybody through. Okay, well that... Nobody's really used this, have they? Let's get rid of this. It was only a short-term solution just to clear some traffic through, but it seems to be clearing through itself. So what we'll do is remove the roundabout. And we'll have instead... Yeah, we'll have it traffic lit. I think that'll work better. I just don't think they're working the island very well. For some reason here. It's just too busy for a roundabout, so we're going to have traffic lights. It's the only way. It seems to be working. That'll clear. Right, so that's one problem solved today. The next is these people. Now, there's a lot of people coming, so I'm hoping... This is all filled in now with housing. So I'm hoping that there will be people over here now. Otherwise, I think we're just going to have to let it die, and then... Because it's bad over here as well. I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense, because there are a lot of people around. But for some reason, they're not using the shops. So, these ones are working. So I think what we're going to have to do is just dot in random pieces of commercial around our housing for now, and build it slower. Our farm has another building. So we have a couple of buildings in here. He's got a lack of labor. He's struggling to find employees, but doesn't surprise me. A, he's a long way out of the town, and B, yeah, we've got a massive demand for housing we're just not fulfilling, so we need to start fulfilling it. Now, as I said at the end of the last episode, I think we're going to head this direction now. So if I'm going to have a look to see at what our natural resources are over here, I don't really want to use too much of the resources if we can, because oil could be quite useful to us for making some money later on. So I think if we start to head over here somewhere, maybe we could build a little town over here with some shops and things. So if we sort of do this, might as well come over here as well, hadn't we? What if we don't have that one? We have that. That's all of our squares used. But now we can start building over here. So we're going to build a little new town over here. And that's going to feed, hopefully, the farm and everything else. And get us over towards that corner over there, which is where the industry is going to go eventually. So we'll forget the... Of course, we now have the train. So we can bring a train line in here now. And we need to work on this intersection here, because that's no longer fit for purpose. So can we unlock intersections? Only if we have large roads and then the extra points there. So let's do that then. Alright, so now we've got intersections. What intersections can we have? Ooh, wow. This is this is a lot more. I was expecting like 2 or 3. So we've got a trumpet section, one with a roundabout, T section, partial cloverleaf, dumbbell interchange, teardrop roundabouts. I mean, we can build all of these our own. Anyway, we don't need to... Wow, that is in depth, isn't it? So that's the kind of thing we want, but at the same time, that's too big. I don't need it that size. Alright, I think we might end up having to just do this ourselves anyway. Annoyingly. Unless we did that. Maybe. If we did this, so the cars can go left to right, and then we could have an over the top. So they don't actually have a junction themselves, but then they'd have to come off now, because then they'd have to drive all the way into town to come all the way back again. We definitely need... I think we're just going to have to go with traditional cloverleaf. And replace that with this. Which will mean we're probably going to have to knock that train line out as well. Which I'm a bit reluctant to do. Let's get rid of the power first. Remember to connect it back in. Let's get rid of the train line. Okay, we can't get rid of that bit. Let's get rid of some of the highway. I think you can press and hold these, can't you? You're deleting big sections, but unfortunately... It works for some things, but if you built too long a section, it deletes a massive chunk. Okay, that's the road and rail and power taken care of. Right, let's put in this cloverleaf. Now, it doesn't really matter which way we go with this, does it? I think having the highway go over the top is more beneficial. Because we won't want that getting clogged. Yeah, we don't want that getting clogged up, do we? As much, because we will want to go side to side. So I think we'll have it that way around. Let's have it a bit more sort of pointing towards straight if we can. It's going to have to go slightly angled though, isn't it? Because of the highway. Let's have it about... about there. Okay. Now we need to fix things and fix things properly, otherwise this isn't going to work. So the train line now no longer, unfortunately, meets up, and it now has a massive road in the way. It's a shame you can't have that with train line as well. Maybe that's something they'll do in the future. So where's the train line? I don't know if we can even build rail yet, can we? Because we've not unlocked that. So we've just destroyed the only train that comes through. We've just destroyed the line. I mean, it won't affect us because we don't use it. It'll affect whoever was using the train. Never mind. I can't do anything about it. Let's put in the highway then. So this is a 2-lane highway. So we'll carry on with 2-lane highway for now. If we can go on this, will it... And then can go there, hopefully. Oh, don't do this to me, game. Do not tell me that's too far out of the build zone. Exceed city limits? Are you having... No. Come on, game. Why would it... Okay. So we can't actually fulfill that until we now get to the next thing, because I haven't got a map tile. Unless we can sell one back. Because the game... Oh, there we go. I really thought for a second the game was going to be... Nope, you can't put that road in. Even though we let you delete up to that point. You do have to get the right pixel, though. I don't like the fact that it's... I don't like the fact you have to have that kink in it, but at least it works. Alright, let's... this is going to be difficult to link up, isn't it? So we're going to have to delete... I can't delete that rail. That's annoying. This is going to be tough to link up, though. But we'll try, if we can. It's going to have to be a very early turn. And it's going to have to go up in the air over the train line. And then it's not going to like it, because we're close to the power line. Why isn't it letting me... Oh, is it... Oh, that goes through the power line, does it? There we go. Nice. It's not ideal, and for some reason it's created a little weird turn-through loop here. And I'm not 100% sure why it's done that. Why would it do that? What a weird thing. I don't think anybody will use it, so I don't think it'll affect things. And we can change it when we've got more room. But, I've seen better. Right, let's put some power back in, shall we? So we can have power to here. That's the power back. And then we've got power here as well for powering over here. Might put in a transformer over this side. Just so we've got... yeah, I might put a transformer in over here. Because this is quite a big area. And rather than bring power all the way over from there. It'll cost a bit initially, but it's worth it. Right, let's put in the next part of the road then. So we could go with a big roundabout. And this is going to be mostly... It's going to be a bit of everything, I think. But probably not industry just yet. So it's going to see a lot of traffic. Roundabout's probably the thing, but maybe we could do with a bigger roundabout. Or we could have it a little secondary intersection. Teardrop roundabout. Okay, so that's what we would have generally over here in the UK then. Interesting. Keep that in mind. Okay, so if we put in, let's get a, spend a thing on some roundabouts. Now we have full access. Let's put in a very large roundabout. I'm sorry, but that is not a very large roundabout. Very large? What's large about that? That's completely not what I had in mind. Also, these can only be placed with the road already there, which is annoying. So we're going to have to bring these out a little bit. So we'll slow these roads down to a 2-lane road. We want that one that goes the same way, not that one. How do we... How do we turn that round? Is that not a thing anymore? Alright, let's just delete it and draw it back in. I'm sure you can turn the road, the one-way system, the other way around. Either way, that's fine. And then put in... Can we put in a large roundabout now? Okay, so they have to then merge into one road into the roundabout. I think you're better off drawing your own roundabout then, for this sort of thing. I really do. Because that's not great, to be honest. I thought it would be a lot easier to put in a roundabout than that. So you have to kind of do this. And then you can put a roundabout in, I think. That just looks chaotic beyond belief. That's not what I wanted at all. This is chaos. It's not even that big of a roundabout either. I was hoping for like a proper roundabout, but that's not what we've got here. I think we're gonna have to redo it and just do it ourselves, because that's not working at all. I think what we'll do is we'll put in a teardrop roundabout. Instead. Like that. Because that fits the purpose we're looking for anyway, so that we'll go with that. And instead of making our own, and then we'll, I think in future, just have to make our own roundabouts then, because that was not as good as I was expecting it to be. So over here, we'll carry this road on to there, and we'll do the same on this side. To about there somewhere. And we'll start building. Now there's a lot of trees here. Now is that part of some forestry or is that just decoration? Let's find out. I think that's part of forestry, isn't it? Yeah, so that's like, we could have a specialized forestry just there. And over there. So we could keep that in mind because we are importing a lot of that ourselves. So maybe not build too far over there. So I think we'll build over here. So we'll make a little... Actually, let's go medium road. Let's upgrade this road to a medium road. Because I think this is going to be... Why has it done that? Why is it doing that? That's so annoying. I'll let it do it there. Why not? We'll let that one stay. But it is quite annoying, the fact that it does that. Like, if you don't quite hit it in the right spot. It thinks, well, you know what, I'll just... Actually, is this road finished? I just realised we're still on pause. We're powered. The train, unfortunately, is dead, but we will fix that one day. The road's fine, so let's go. The road is fine. Everybody will find their own way back onto there. Okay, everything's running. Good. Let that go. Let's build some stuff then. So we need... Carry this 4-lane road on down here. It's about there somewhere. Actually, no, that's taking up a lot of space. Let's delete that. Just realised, until we get another tile at least, we're a bit limited, aren't we? So let's have that going more there. Something like that, I would say. And then we can come off of this. We can have some of this smaller. We'll have a large roundabout there. And then we'll have another one. We'll have just a small one at the end here. Well, that plane was loud. Okay. So, off the small one up here, we'll just have some... I think we'll probably have, like, low residential. So we'll have a road that goes down there. And then we'll try and be a bit more decorative over here, because this kind of is the area that's going to remain entirely. Most of what we've built so far in the first few episodes over here probably will change at some point, because you don't have everything unlocked and it's all kind of in the wrong place. You're just kind of forced into being there. So we'll have something a bit more interesting in terms of road building up here. Why not? That can join there. Right, that's a bit more interesting in terms of a residential area. Now, what parks can we put in here? Small park, small plaza, small playground. We'll have a playground. It is going to be a family-friendly area. We'll have a small park over there as well. Why not? Then we'll put some footpaths in the area as well, in case you want to walk through. We can have that go to there. We could have one straight through the center here, couldn't we? So you don't have to do the loop if you want to get to the other side, because we might put a corner shop or something in here. That can go through to that one. Across the road there, and then that could go to there and across the road there. Just so everything's connected, really. Nice. So that's kind of the first residential area done over here. I think we'll put some shops along the main road here, and then we'll live here. So now we need to make sure that this is all plumbed in, because although it's all got it under here, nothing is connecting it to where we need to be. So I think we can nick off the farm, can't we? I think we can steal it from the farmland. So that's all coming through there. That's coming through there. So if we hook into that, bring that over the road, and hook into here. And that can hook over here as well. Apparently it can't. Okay, well, we'll have to come up here and do that with that. So make sure that's in. I think they're in. So they've got water. They're going to have power because they're going to have their own power source coming in here. So we're going to put in a little bit of a road off of here. It comes up here. And then we're going to put on a transformer. And that power source is going to come there and there. Alright, so that's got power. So these roads have now got power. So that's, yep, that's all plumbed in nicely. They've got power, they've got water. Sewage is taken care of as well. So I think we can start moving some people in over here. So we'll put in some commercial there. And then we'll start just filling in a little bit of residential at this top end. Something like that for now. While they're doing that, we'll start coming this way. So we grab that node there. This is quite a big area, so probably only come to about here, I think, because then you come on the main road to get to this second half. So we'll do a similar thing over the side here as we've done over that side. Not quite a mirror image, but close enough. So we'll go on our tool here. We'll just start with a road there. And then we'll start feeding off of it in some sort of random way. We'll leave it like that, actually. We'll leave it slightly just off. We'll have that come. That can go back on itself, but it can have a road coming off of it that comes up down there. The only reason to do this, by the way, is like random building, is just so it looks a bit more natural. If you're trying to get as many people in as possible, you can just go grid system or whatever, because obviously this leaves a lot of greenery and stuff like that, but you end up with a bit more of a sort of realistic looking area. Because when you go out into residential areas, usually a lot of roads will connect to each other, and you know, it's all laid out in twists and turns and things, usually because of the natural layout of the land. But we don't have that sort of problem here. So you just kind of create that problem yourself by doing this. And actually, let's do that. Let's hook it in there. So we've got a similar type of thing then. So this is going to be residential and this is going to be commercial. So let's put in a few parks. We'll put a dog park in over this side. We'll put in a playground over here. And we'll also put in a small park over here, because I think this is slightly bigger. I think we'll have a school over this end as well. It's a long way for them to travel to school otherwise. So we'll put in an elementary school over there, and then we'll put in a high school. That takes up a lot more room than I thought. That's a big high school, isn't it? We don't really need it yet, but we'll put the high school on the other island up here. They should all be able to get through there. Let's put in some footpaths for these people. So then we'll put in a footpath there. They can have a footpath goes through to that over there. I suppose you might want to walk across this space here. Kind of looks a nice place for a park, doesn't it? But since I can't build them properly yet, we'll just have to put footpath through. Definitely connect this one up here. Where else would they like to go, do you think? I suppose if you were at the end here, you'd be annoyed. If you lived here and went to school here, you'd have to walk all the way down here. So that needs a footpath in as well. And that one can join into it. And then maybe even onto the main road. from there. And then, in fact, from the main road there, we could come across into there like that. And then if we put in a crossing somewhere down there, apparently. Oh, good, it's got traffic lights already. So we've got a little pedestrian crossing just there as well, just in case people need it. Now let's put in some other services here as well. So I think we're going to want fire. We'll put fire and stuff. Actually, we'll make use of this road here. So we've got the power station down here. So we'll have fire station. We'll have the police. We'll have the police further in town, actually. We'll have a police station down here. Medical. We'll put in... We'll put the clinic on this little road here. I think that's about it, isn't it, for now? There's the cemetery, which I think we still get away with the one over the other side. Don't really want recycling and disposal here. We've already got school, fire. Public transport could do with coming over this way probably, but at the moment there's no need until it's filled in. Let's get this filled in then. And see how we go. So let's put a commercial zone in there. So they've got same sort of thing. And then we'll start filling in this side as well. So we'll have... So there's a bit of a kick for medium housing as well over here. Now we've been working on this. Look at this. We've got high density, I think that is it? Or is that medium density? The green is very similar. It should be medium, I think. So we've got medium intensity housing wanting to come in. I wonder if we could actually put some of that over here, you know. Because I've got all of that as, I believe, the low rent housing. Which is not actually as well used as I thought it would be. So if we get rid of some of it and put in some medium, maybe that will help. Because we've got a big demand for medium. People are not shopping at all. Anywhere. They're just not spending their money. They just do not care about these shops, do they? So that must have changed from Skylines 1 to Skylines 2, because... I mean, that's close. That's not like it's, you know, the other side of the map away. But for some reason, they're just not interested in it. That's all coming in nicely. The demand is going ever higher, though. So let's continue to satisfy demand. Alright, let's let that fill in for a bit. Conundrum Condos. A modern classic that puts a smile on the faces of its inhabitants. It's quite a nice signature building, that, but I don't really have the spot for it just yet. We do need some more industry, though. So unfortunately, we're going to have to expand this once again over here. Let's put that road in there. Let's go for straight road. Down there. Oh, another straight road to here. Okay. put in some industry. Alright, that should be the industry sort of taken care of. These people, high rent. So we haven't actually looked at this, have we? We ought to look at the rents and stuff, didn't we? Taxation. Alright, it's time to look at tax. So residential is currently at 10%, commercial 10%, 10% and 10%. So these used to be, I think you could get away with like 12 and then 13 for some of the higher stuff, but you can break this down now into much more higher, well, many more brackets. So uneducated, they're not going to have a lot of money, are they? So if we start taxing them any higher, they're just not going to be able to afford it. They already can't afford the rent. So I think what we'll do is we'll tax the... Oh, wow, this is a bit... Whoa, this is a bit more than I expected. Okay. We're just going to generally raise the tax then. We're going to raise this up to 13% and see if they mind. We're going to raise this up to 12. We'll raise this up to 12 as well, and we'll raise office to 13. That's actually netting us a lot more money. So we'll see if that affects anybody. Services. We haven't even looked at this, have we, so far? I mean, everything's losing money, but that's to be expected at the moment. I think we can just leave that as it is, really. Budget. So we're getting a lot of money in now from taxes and things. We're losing more money than we were, but I think that'll come back to us as more people come into the city. Create a new area. So Lilac Meadows. So if I click on Lilac Meadows now, can we change stuff? Energy consumption awareness. Recycling. Citizens in the area encouraged to recycle. Roadside parking fees, speed bumps, heavy traffic ban. So that's more like I was thinking. Okay. That actually breaks things down into a nice bit of detail. So I think we'll put more of these in. While we kind of... while we wait for things to get going, we'll put some more areas in. So we'll count this as like an area. So this could be another district here. Elk Grove. This is pretty much all one thing as well, but... that can include the office space. So this is a big area. Birdsong Crossing. I'm not sure about that name, but Birdsong Crossing is that area. Then this area can be... inclusive of all of this. And the cemetery. So this is another big area. I hope they're kind of in it. I think they are. Their gardens aren't, but don't think that matters. And then the industry for now. Actually, we'll leave the industry because the industry is going to move. But we can now at least have a sort of better look at what's going on here. So we've got 377 households here, 802 residents, 83 animals. Comfortable wealth. So these people are comfortable in this area. Which, Elk Grove, they're also comfortable. Interesting. Fully employed. A lot more residents. We're Boomtown. Boomtown is here. We've got 500 loan limit, textile fiber farming, heavy traffic ban, and advanced pollution management. Industrial filters reduce air and ground pollution. That sounds useful. Okay, so that's all good. I think then we'll probably be about ready for... Bit of a misty day, isn't it? I think we're ready to put more people in here, though, because it is crying out for it. So let's put in some more residential. Now, these people have no way of getting to the other area of town, do they? At all. So I think what we're going to need to do is create some sort of public transport to here. Now, it's a long way for a bus, and I don't think we have access to anything else yet. And we could unlock the train now, because we need to restore some train line anyway. So I think we'll unlock the train. But we might have to do it with bus. It's not ideal having a bus line. Maybe we can just do like a shuttle run from here to here. Just a one stop, so you get on the bus. So we could have a little bus route round. You get on a bus here, and this bus takes you to here. Just a one-off journey or something, more like a coach ride. What is going on here? Crime scene. A crime has been committed here. What was the crime? Is this the guy? Is this the burglar? Who's this guy? Greg Parker. What's going on here, Greg? What's the crime? He seems happy enough. His farm is doing well. This farm has grown quite a bit in this episode. I don't know who these people are. Maybe we should have given them some parking. They'll all just park on the road. I think if we give them a parking lot, they'll... Well, we don't need it, do they? They can park on the road. They're the only people here. Could do with some more, like, breakdown of how this area is actually doing. I mean, it's not too bad. It's got full workers. It's got 2.5 out of 3 levels, so it's going well. It's got an efficiency of 104%, so that's good. And in production, we were bringing in 90 tons. So that has offset that by quite a bit, actually. That's not too bad. We're making 33 tons of our own, and that's still growing. So that's not too bad. That should be saving us quite a bit of money. How are we doing over here? Again, look at that. Look at the demand has just shot up again. We can't fill this area with enough people. Okay, let's just really ramp up the people here. We'll probably end up with an almighty death wave. I don't know if there's still a thing in Skylines 2. I suspect, though they are slightly offset by the amount of time it takes to build. So rather than everybody just dying at once. How have you not got enough customers? Not enough customers. Look how many people are living here, and we've got like 5 shops, and you can't get enough customers. I don't get it. Its efficiency is 112%. It's not got great network quality, but it's doing brilliantly everywhere. Like, don't these people want clothes? I don't understand. How is it not getting enough customers? I'm pretty sure all of these buildings are filled. But I don't know. Okay, he's not... Okay, so he's not bothered now then. Maybe it's just people moving in. Okay. Well, we need to start thinking about another area. So I think next time I'm going to come this way and we're going to have a little bit of industry over here, bringing in some forestry, because that's another big thing we're bringing in. We're bringing in 50 tons of this. I'd like to get some grain as well. If we can put some grain in now, because we're bringing in 104 tons of grain. If we can get some grain production going, that'd be handy as well. So I think we'll work on that next time. We'll do that, and then maybe some grain as well if we can. Have we got any fertile land nearby? We have some here. So if we expand into there and have some grain coming in, and we'll get down here and get some forestry coming in, that should save us some money. And we'll also build some more city here. So I think we'll fill this area in here, and we'll fill this area in here. And then over here, maybe have some more medium density, bigger housing and stuff. Or over in this side here, maybe. I think that's what we'll do there. So for the rest of this episode, actually, we'll build this in now. And then that'll finish the episode nicely. So, off of this island, if we have this road that goes up to about there somewhere, we've got this area to fill. This is going to be similar. I think we'll have this area as a similar area to what we've already got. So we'll just put like a little bit of a twisty road all the way up there. And then off that twisty road, we'll come up here. Build another twisty road. Join it together. And then we'll just have some little straight ones that come off occasionally with some houses on them. Actually, that road does nothing, does it? Let's get rid of that one. We'll come off here, go there, and off here to go there. That's not too bad. And because that all loops in as well, we could probably link that with a bus, couldn't we? And in fact, we could. No, I don't want to link that. I was gonna say we could link this area to this one, but then people will come in here and they'll drive up here and then they'll come into here instead of using the road they should be using. It'll just get really busy. Everybody trying to get into the one area. So we'll leave that for now. So let's put in some more things. So we'll put in park there. We'll put in a dog park over there somewhere. That'll do. And a small playground there. And then we'll put in some footpaths. Probably something like that. With a crossing. Villa City. Interesting. An old-style soda bar with rooftop terrace, where patrons can enjoy their beverage while taking in the sights. We're going to have to start putting some of these things in that it keeps giving us. So they are quite... they are quite nice, some of them. I think we've got one in so far. The difficult thing is finding where to put them. Because a lot of them so far haven't really matched in with what we're doing at the time. Like, we're putting in a load of low residential and it gives us an apartment building. It's not really ideal, but I'm sure we'll find a way of putting some of them in. I think that's done. So, could put a few more trees in, couldn't we? It's not very It's a very open green area, isn't it? So I think we might put some trees in. Actually. Terraforming vegetation. Here we go. So we'll go for place multiple. And we'll have pine, poplar, chestnuts, spruce trees we could have. Should we have some spruce trees over here? So up the brush size, up the strength to about 70. Get some trees in. And then over this side we'll have some chestnuts. That's a lot of chestnut trees. They're going to have a lot of squirrels. Over here, what should we put over here? Should we put in some... Let's put some oak around like the center area there. And then we'll just go with birch here. Something a bit more random. And then we'll go with pine over this side. There we go. That's better. Now we've actually got some trees. That's better. Is that person parked on the rooftop? Or are they just clipping through? I think they're just clipping through the houses, aren't they? Yeah, they're not parked on the roof. Okay, well I think that is going to do today's episode. We have a lot of problems going on in the city, so we're going to have to address a lot of issues next time. We built this area today. This will fill in, possibly even between episodes, because I'm going to dot some more stuff in. So that'll be filling in by the time you next join me. We'll then work on putting in some higher population area as well as the forestry and maybe some grain, if we can get that up and running. I don't know about these shops. Let me know if you do know. We'll try and figure it out, or I'll try and figure it out as I go. We're going to have a lot of dead people by the looks of it. That should take care of itself. These have not done well. These office spaces just died. They had that massive demand for it, and then nobody wanted to use them. So offices have gone. We'll leave them there. They might come back. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think we're going to be fixing issues next time. Let's have a look to see what much money we're losing. We're losing 103,000 with the monthly balance. That's not amazing, because before I think we got it down as low as about 41 at one time. That's not great. So we'll look at how to boost this as well. But that is going to do this episode. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you leave it a like. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you for another video very soon.